Vinny, tell me everything you know about Street Fighter 3.
It's the third strike.
Okay.
Check. Yep. And there's a guy who likes to play basketball.
All right.
In it, and he will throw basketballs at your head.
Okay.
And the last boss is some kind of hippie that wants a utopia. But he uses fire and ice to achieve his needs.
That's basically everything there is to know, right?
Right, and Ryu and Kenner.
I have a hard time believing that, actually, but...
I don't know, man. You can check with the experts.
Luckily for us, we have a couple of experts here. Seth, Killian, and Derick Neal from Capcom in the house. How are you doing, gentlemen?
Hey, pretty good.
I'm doing awesome.
Excellent, excellent. Coming right off of EVO, you're probably a little bit worn out, but thanks for stopping by.
Worn out in the best possible way.
Yeah, so you guys are bringing Street Fighter 3 back. You're putting it out as a download, and you're doing all kinds of stuff to it. So I'm just going to let you take it away and kind of fill us in on what's going on with this.
I was right?
Sure, yeah, no, Vinny actually pretty much nailed it. So
summed it up.
I have nothing else to say. We got the hippies, we got ice, and
well, this
basketballs.
this has been Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Thanks a lot, gentlemen.
There we go. Well, Brad, as you said, Third Strike wasn't necessarily your game because you've been playing fighting games in the arcade.
Yeah.
But by the time Street Fighter 3 came out, things had sort of cooled off, and you hadn't necessarily been keeping up with it.
It was kind of a down period for the genre.
It was a slow time
when this came out. Yeah.
And what's ironic is that the game itself is actually considered, not just by tournament players, but by the people that made it in Japan, considered sort of in many ways the apex of Street Fighter design work and things like that. They thought they really had knocked it out of the park and done an amazing job, and obviously the game had a 10-year tournament legacy from the time it came out to now. People have been playing it hardcore around the world ever since. But at the same time, it hadn't really caught on. It had mechanics that were challenging for some people, and it was just sort of a stretch when it came out at the time.
Would you say it was probably the most technical Street Fighter at the time?
It was, yeah, one of the more technical Street Fighters, and also people's sort of level of understanding and knowledge about fighting games in general was a little lower. So it was a stretch, and it was actually part of why the period between Street Fighter 3 Third Strike and Street Fighter 4 for Capcom was so long, is because they didn't really know where to go. They were like, we thought we really nailed it with Third Strike. Like, this is such an awesome game, and it wasn't a monster for us. So what's going on? Now, of course, the times have changed. Street Fighter 4 and so many of the great fighting games have brought back people's interest to the Street Fighter and the fighting in general, and they're smarter about it thanks to the internet and guys like you, and just sort of people around the world understand fighting games much better. So the other thing we try and do at Capcom is try and listen to what our fans, aka our customers, are asking us for. And one of those things was unquestionably Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, because this is a very popular game with a certain crowd, and for very good reasons. So we wanted to bring the game back for them and have something, not just bring it back, but bring it back in an awesome way, and show people what sort of the apex of the last generation of Street Fighter was all about, the real high note. So we think we put together just a really amazing, actually, package of features for the game, while leaving, of course, the original arcade gameplay, which got people so excited in the first place, untouched. So I'll turn it over to Derick here, who's been working very, very hard on this project, and done, I think, it's been a real labor of love for him, so I'll embarrass him a little bit. We just got off of EVO. He's a EVO competitor and a guy that crafted many, many amazing Third Strike combo videos. He's got a long, long history with this game.
Nice.
Way inside baseball. And so he was brought on actually specifically for this project when he began, and has just really, knocked it out of the park.
Very cool. I mean, I can tell just by looking at it, there's stuff going on in the margins of the screen here that, this is not just the arcade game. Like, you've clearly added a bunch of stuff. Like, where do you guys even want to start? I'm sure there are like a million new features to talk about, but...
Derick, where do you want to start?
Yeah, there are a lot of new features. So the stuff going on the side of the screen is one thing. Basically, we've tried to keep this game arcade perfect as much as possible, so the gameplay is really a really faithful recreation of that experience you would get if you had been playing this in the arcade. And we've even got little touches along those lines, like one of our view modes here is an arcade cabinet emulation mode.
Yes. Oh, man. Scan lines.
Makes it look like you're playing on an arcade cabinet. So, but the thing is, the gameplay is untouched, but around the gameplay we've added a really extensive feature set that complements the gameplay that originally existed. So we've taken one of the best fighting games that Capcom's ever made, and then we've given it one of the best accompanying feature sets. So we're really excited about that. that stuff you see going up on the left-hand side of the screen there, those are our dynamic challenges. And so you can ignore them. Various view modes have them turned off if you don't like them. So you don't have to see them if they're annoying you. But basically what they do is they reward you for doing cool or interesting things as you're playing. So you see as I parry stuff or hit him with combos or do EX moves, we get updates over on the side. And as you do these things, they get harder and harder. So they start off pretty simple. Throw somebody, do a super, that kind of thing. But then they get more and more complicated, and eventually they'll train you up to parrying whole supers and red parrying stuff, like high-level advanced stuff. So it kind of provides a bridge for newer players and leads them towards doing things that will make them better players.
And I think that's actually one of the themes for the game overall, is that we've tried to, because the mechanics are more challenging in some ways, we've tried to not only incentivize people like you see with these challenges along the side, but also make it easier than it's ever been for people to understand how to do some of these things. So before, when I was learning this game, I was playing 50 cents a try up against a guy who was not only not helping me learn, he was actually trying to kill me. And would be very happy if I learned absolutely nothing from our match.
Not beat you in the game, like actually kill you. That's
correct, yes.
That's how you pretty much got to play. Just a guy with a knife.
I mean, Street Fighter is life, basically.
Yeah.
So.
If you played in arcades back in the day, that's not that much of
Oh,
a
no, dude, I remember, trust me.
I will kill you.
Sadly, not a stretch. But yeah, I think all these features really have, again, it's sort of trying to bring people into the fold and into the magic of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, because it's one of those games that's, there's sort of this mystique around it, and from the outside you're like, why do people get so worked up about this? Why are people going so nutty for it? And that's what some of these features are designed to sort of draw you in and help you understand not just the mechanics of the game, but what makes it so awesome.
See, I always loved the look of Third Strike, and then when I went to go try and play it, it was one of those things where, dude, it's not working out for me. You're blocking in the air, you're parrying stuff. All I want to do is shoot a fireball and hide in the corner.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, we'll hit a bunch of these modes, but Derick has already pointed to a few of the sort of challenges that show you some of the things that are worthwhile doing and incentivize you to do that. But Derick, tell us what also. So we keep talking about the incentives, but what are the points here? I see these 5 VP. Why don't you break it down for us? What these 5 VP are and why I want them?
I've been sitting here trying to figure out what V stands for, and I don't have a good answer yet.
It stands for Vault. So,
okay. I would not have guessed that.
Our giant area full of unlockables is called the Vault in this game. And it's really, when I say it's giant, it's ginormous. We have tons and tons of content. So these are just different categories of content. And then, if you go into any individual category and take a look, you can see that there's tons of stuff for each character to unlock. And those things range from, there's a wide variety of things ranging from original concept art to brand new art that was created just for this game, like this piece. Also the character endings, remix themes for each of the characters, movies like the introduction to the original game, and not new stage backgrounds, but the original stage backgrounds are unlockable, viewable, you can scroll through them. So there's hundreds and hundreds of pieces of unlockable
content. Show me that fan art
again,
or the concept art for Buki. I just want to if we can zoom in on that and let's see people see what we're talking about. This is like the designer's notes from when they were working on the game. So like hand-drawn stuff. So there's stuff, again, from the development team, straightforward, as well as stuff like fan art, stuff that we thought was just, here's Capcom's own favorite renderings of the Buki, but here's also some of our favorite fan work that we brought into the game as well.
Turn safe search on.
So this is one of the fan pieces that made it in. This was drawn just for this game by fans and, got included in here. So there's a number of fan pieces.
Yeah.
Was that community paying off? Paying dividends.
Do you have enough to unlock the original intro?
I am 10.
Oh
short.
man,
Oh, man.
Save it for the users at home. It's a treat.
Go parry.
That's right. Just go parry a couple of moves.
All right, well, let's do that.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we talked about, one of the most challenging mechanics in Street Fighter 3 is in one sense the simplest mechanic. It's parrying, and all you ever have to do to parry a move is tap towards or tap down.
But depending on if it's a high or low hit. Right?
Exactly, and then but the trick becomes it's the timing on. Sometimes you don't get a move, a fireball from across the screen. Sure, not so bad. It starts to get a little more challenging as the moves have multiple hits. There we go. He got 3 out of the 4. The EX Dragon Punch. This is pretty tough. But it's basically a mode to help you practice that parrying. Right. So the stuff that took me, hundreds of dollars, probably, I don't know, think about how much money. if I just hadn't played and put that money in the bank, I'd be retired by now. But you can sit here and practice these parrying kind of moves, and not only is there parry training and basic and expert parrying training, there's also a whole parrying mode, like a whole mode within the game for you to be able to practice training. So if you're playing somebody online, something like that, and they hit you with some sort of setup and you're like, geez, I don't know what to do there, I don't know how to get out of that, you can go back and actually recreate that setup and say, oh, what he did was he did, you know, jumped in fierce and then did 2 low shorts and then went for a super.
Wow.
Yeah, see, so the parrying starts to get a little more challenging.
I've been fascinated by the parry system, but I was curious, is it something where the best players can just on the fly look at what's coming at them and parry it kind of intuitively, or is it where do you literally need to memorize like every character's set of attacks and kind of from memory know where to like parry high and low and that kind of thing?
It depends on the move. Yeah. There's some memorization, there's some anticipation. So all the modes in the game to help people learn that have been designed around that idea. But as far as the parrying goes, that's really what makes this game such a master's game, and why the guys who love Street Fighter love this game so much, is because any situation in the game, well, 99.9% of situations, with correct anticipation and with good timing, you can get out of it. So there's all sorts of situations in a Street Fighter game. It's like, I can't get out of this, here comes a fireball, he's going to chip me out, and I'm going to die on block damage.
Right.
You know, that kind of situation. That's basically never the case in Third Strike. If you have the anticipation, you have the situational awareness, and the skills, you can parry your way out of virtually anything.
Keep it going indefinitely.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's extreme. I mean, you guys have seen the video, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'm
not gonna lie. We were just sitting there watching Ken parrying moves on the subway background. Like, I'm feeling a little bit of a nerd chill here.
Well, that brings us to what we call the last of the expert parrying trials. That's known as the Evo moment. Speaking of Evo, we were just there.
Yeah.
That was known as Evo Moment 37, one of the most watched clips on YouTube ever, and you can actually recreate it here in the game. So you're...
So Brad, you and I have to play the part of the crowd?
Yeah.
Again.
See, this is like many alternate universes playing out here in front of us. What might have
there
been?
it is.
There we go.
There we go.
That's pretty awesome.
That is super awesome.
So that's fantastic
Dude,
stuff.
I'm not gonna lie. I personally have watched that clip at least 100 times. Like, every month or two, it's just like, man, I haven't seen that in a while.
I was actually working, so that's my voice on the camera.
Yeah.
Like, I'm holding the camera, and what's embarrassing about that clip is I've seen it probably 10 times more than you.
Yeah.
I still get chills from watching that clip. But that's the magic of Third Strike, and I mean that's the moment. Is, you know, like, you're down, you're done.
Yeah.
This guy's coming right at you, and there's this unblockable flurry of attacks, and you ace your way out of it.
It's all about the comeback and the swings. You know, like I've gotten really deep into competitive StarCraft, and it's the same thing. It's just like down but not out. You know,
exactly.
Like the games that require this level of skill can always go back and forth. Can always swing the other way.
That window for parrying is pretty tight. It's not like, you know, it's not like you're just walking forward. And then...
No, yeah, it is always just a tap towards or down, so it is totally manageable. It looks like Derick is, with his amazing parry, has finally unlocked the original opening movie.
All right.
So you can go back and see it in its glorious graininess. This song does kind of make me excited. I thought this game had some really great music. And what have you done for the music this time out?
So we've remixed the music. So both the main menu music and the character select music and all of the character themes have remixed versions. But you can turn it all off. So all the original music is also in the game. Yeah, and you unlock all that stuff through the vault. So it's really cheap. It's just like 10 points. If you go over to the music section here, you can see like the classic character select theme music is available here for just 10 points. So
you get 10 points in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you touch the game, you'll have enough points to unlock.
You get your hip hop on.
Just 10 points.
Just 10 points.
Such a value.
So easy.
Now, how much would you pay?
I would have paid 100.
And you can even listen to it, you know, just in the vault, and you know, if you don't want to set it, you can just come back and listen to it and play it back, and you know.
And who were the guys working on the music for this game?
Simon Viklund is from Super Sledge. Did the?
That's really funny. Wow.
And people may remember him from the Bionic Commando Rearm days, which that soundtrack really knocked it out of the park. And you see sort of his dedication to not just music in general, but this particular kind of music. And I think he's really brought it here. Yeah,
Simon did an absolutely fantastic job. And for the vocals, we have Adam Tensta from Sweden, who just did a great job. Actually, an interesting little tidbit this character art on the main menu here, you may have noticed it's been changing as we've been going back and forth. So it actually changes every time you go back to the main menu, but it has a bias for the characters that you play the most.
Oh, cool.
So the more you play certain characters, the more frequently those characters will show up on the main menu for you.
So even though I'm terrible with Elena, if I just want to look at that, you're telling me I need to practice more Elena to get a chance?
Well, you can also unlock it in the vault and go look at it there.
Right.
That's in my private time. All right.
That's right.
So multiplayer, I know you guys can't really show it off in like a live environment here necessarily, but I know you've done a whole lot of work under the hood on getting this to work well online. Is there anything you guys can tell us about that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing is definitely the inclusion of GGPO, which that's been a huge fan request for quite a while. This game has been, GGPO is something that we've used once before in Final Fight Magic Sword.
Yeah.
And it's very good at hiding lag. It makes the online experience feel just like offline. So basically, the sacrifice a little bit of visual jitter. But basically, if you do a combo with the timing you would do offline, it will work online just like it would offline. So we're really excited to be able to bring that to people.
Yeah, that's why people get so excited about it. I mean, it's rare that a piece of middleware will get cheers from a crowd of Street Fighters, but GGPO does exactly that.
Yeah, like I've read about it a good bit, and it's reached this almost like mythical status, it seems like. Why did it take so long for people to start using it? I mean, this is, like you said, this is the first fighting game you guys have done online that uses it. It's just now coming into kind of frequent use.
Yeah, it's one of those challenges. It's you know, I mean, the story of GGPO is also an odd one because it was actually created by Tony Cannon, who's one of the founders of Evo, who just happens to be a really talented guy, and he made a piece of networking middleware sort of in his spare time, and I'm treating it lightly because he's really an incredibly smart guy, incredibly talented. But what he did. It was weird, right? Like, I mean, you know, put on your major corporation guy. You know, you guys are all serious now. You know,
sure.
Pretend you're a major corporation. You get basically a fan letter from a dude that's like, hey, I made this piece of middleware, and I think the networking will be really good, and it'll make your games better. That's kind of a stretch, right? It's
kind
of
like,
hard to.
Sure, kid, whatever. Like, pat him on the head.
Whatever. So we were, I think my second day at Capcom, which was a long time ago, I started talking about GGPO, and people were like, whatever, kid, you're also from the internet. So, you know, as it's gone on, we got some meetings, and people at Capcom became believers. Derick, I think, knew all about it before he ever came in, so he was an easy sell and very excited to have it in there. It's particularly easy to implement. He originally created it for these sort of 2D sprite-based graphics, and so it's a processor-intensive kind of technique, but it works really great on these games. And you know, I think everybody's super proud of the online experience that we've created overall for Third Strike Online, and we hope people are going to be going nuts for it.
What's the matchmaking stuff like? Is it pretty much stuff we've seen from other Street Fighters that have come to consoles?
Typical like quick match kind of stuff, or is there any kind of quarter match stuff going on?
So there's quick match and ranked match, obviously. There's also is a quarter match system. We have 8 player matches where you winner stays, loser rotates, and I think Seth's going to play for a little bit.
Seth take over.
Yeah. So winner stays, loser rotates, and it also has spectator mode, which is something that you know, the frequent fan request, and it's great to be able to see that. We also have 8-player tournaments supported online with multiple different rule sets, including like Evo tournament rules and things like that. So you can switch between them. You got the ability to ban characters. And then you've got this whole leveling system where as you fight online, you kind of have 2 different ranks. There's your personal skill level, like through, you know, the true skill system, things like that. And then there's just your personal experience level, which only goes up. So, you know, your ranking relative to other players could move up or down, but your personal experience level will always just increase as you play. And so both of those 2 things, your ranking relative to other players and your experience in general, are taken into account in the matchmaking, so to try and determine who the best person to match you up with is.
That sounds incredibly complicated. Are you guys doing any kind of replay saving and distribution like you did with Arcade Edition?
Yeah, we have an extremely robust replay system. So whenever you play a match, it'll keep a copy of your replay. And you can choose to save that to your hard drive if you want immediately after the match, or you can just do a bunch of matches in a row and then come back and save them later, which is kind of a cool feature. And then once you save those replays, you can upload them to either our replay database or straight to YouTube from within the game, both of which are pretty cool features.
I've already been KO'd. I was finally going to turn on my Canadian combo, and I just didn't even bother comboing into it and got wiped out.
Yeah, I'll take over here.
So, I mean, you guys have pretty much already detailed everything but the kitchen sink here, but is there anything else feature-wise that you guys want to run down for us?
Well, we've got the, obviously, graphical up-resing that we've done to make the game look better. You know, this game was beautiful when it came out in arcades on the old arcade monitors and stuff, but take a, 10-plus-year-old game and put it on a super high-def monitor, and it looks, here, I'll show you, it looks kind of like this.
Looks a little...
It might
like
look.
Yeah, something.
In a world.
like this.
You took a 10-year-old game.
Well, I mean, it may be kind of...
Oh, God. Ah.
it may be low resolution by today's standards, but I mean, the copious frames of animation still hold up. You know?
Absolutely.
Like, the characters move really well.
This game has some of the most beautiful animations of any game ever, in my opinion. And actually, they have all kinds of strange animations that don't exist in a lot of fighting games. Like, they have actual animations for transitioning between crouching and standing. A lot of 2D sprite-based games don't have that.
We're actually, we got a call from the Guinness Book of World Records to see whether this was the most frames of animation ever. No, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
It's for real, so I guess they're investigating that right now.
Wow.
You just say yes. Yes.
When
Yes.
someone asks if you're the best, you just
say yes.
Right.
It's not like they're going to go count or something.
That's right.
Since we said the magic word frames, is there any kind of in-game resource for like frame data on moves and stuff, or is that something people need to kind of go onto the internet to find?
Yeah,
if they want to dig that deep in.
Yeah, there is no in-game resource for frame data, but there are a bunch of trials specific to every character that kind of teach you how to use some of their moves and how to do some of their useful combos and things like that.
Yeah, and it's really, I think, more about just memorizing frames. I mean, it's fun to nerd out on that stuff, but really you want to figure out, why do I want to know these frames? Like, what am I going to do with this? So I think the in-game trials do actually a better job of that, showing you why you care in the first place. Because I want to do this combo.
So I want to be Daigo when I grow up. So does everybody.
Yeah. So obviously we have widescreen support, and we have multiple different widescreen view modes. We have another one that, so we have widescreen and stretched, and the difference here, the widescreen mode and the stretched mode. The stretched mode, the characters are actually fatter than they would normally be. The widescreen mode doesn't go quite all the way to the edge of the screen. We have this nifty screen adjust feature as well. But the advantage there is that it keeps your footsies and your spacing accurate instead of, like the actual stretched version that goes all the way to the edges of the screen. So you have multiple different settings there, lots of different filter options, as you can see, crisp, smooth, or you can turn them off, and the ability to toggle scan lines on or off, regardless of whether you're in the arcade cabinet view mode or not. So lots of up-resing options. We also have something that's been a frequent fan request, the ability to set your buttons just by pressing the buttons going through.
Why did it take 20 years for somebody to implement that? My God.
Capcom's actually gone back and forth on this. Periodically, we'll get games that just seem to do this right, and then we'll go back and do it the more arduous way.
Yeah, sure.
You're investing in the button. You really want to change that button.
Absolutely.
But here, Third Strike, it's easy.
Street Fighter 2 for the SNES had that, didn't it?
Like presets?
No, like where you could just go down and click each punch to put the button command in.
Oh, yeah.
No, Vinny, this is a brand new feature. It's a new feature that's awesome, and it's not been done before.
Never.
All this stuff, I think, collectively, though, I mean, really, there's tons of little options. I don't expect, most of the people that are interested in this game will necessarily be digging through all this kind of stuff. But to me, the point of all this is not just we're not just firing this out on the Xbox Live and PSN. This is a real labor of love.
Yeah.
I mean, we brought in people that love the game. We love the game from the beginning. We're making it for people who love the game. So we've had people, and not when I say people, I've said people too many times. They're not people. We've had some of the best players in the world from Japan, all over the US, come in to help us test the game, go at it with a very, detailed look to try and give a game that has this amazing reputation sort of the treatment it deserves.
Yeah,
so
sure.
we're treating it reverently, but it's also just a lot of fun, and we think this is sort of the apex of the last generation of Street Fighter. We want people to understand why it was so awesome and give them the tools to sort of catch up with the parrying trials and the training and the combo trials, so you can actually practice all this stuff in the comfort of your own home without getting picked on by the guy that used to torture me for 50 cents a torture session.
Yeah.
Kill you.
All right, so before we wrap up here, I don't know if you guys are comfortable with this, but I would love to see an exhibition match.
Oh,
If you guys
I think
want to,
Derick's very comfortable with this.
you guys
He's
wanna-
been practicing a lot.
if you don't mind squaring off,
All right, let's go for it. Here.
answer the one question that needs to be answered.
I don't think this question really requires an answer. All right, who's it gonna be? Who can I roll the dice with? That I don't know. I'll see if I can land a lucky power bomb here. Come on, hyper bomb.
Nice.
Shaking
Friendly
hands.
hand. Oh, he knows he's got me here.
Look at that manner.
This man's been playing Third Strike his entire life, and solidly for the last year. And my joystick doesn't work. And
But you know what? I find that blaming the joystick is always an effective strategy.
It's really hot in here. The glasses are steaming up.
I tried to power bomb out of there, which everyone knows absolutely does not work.
Oh man, this is brutal.
Cross up. Perfected.
I think that went pretty well.
Oh, crazy read.
Uh-oh.
I tried to get the flash drop out.
Remember, you can get out of any situation. A good parry.
Not. I tried parrying there. He's switching up his timing.
Oh no!
Oh, yes. That was the right read.
Oh,
No, perfect that time.
GG.
That's right. As long
Rocked.
as that's how I play. As long as you didn't get a perfect on me, I consider that
I
victory.
feel like it's a moral victory, if
Yeah.
nothing else.
So, how do you feel about not getting double perfect? that's slightly better. You see some of the challenges
Yeah,
accomplished
absolutely.
there in the game.
Very, very well
challenges
done.
up.
No
Updated.
challenge is updated.
Nada. All right, last thing, at the risk of getting totally self-indulgent here, I feel like maybe me and Vinny should square off one.
Again,
do it.
I will repeat. As long as it's not perfect,
Maybe you guys.
that's a victory for me.
Maybe you guys could commentate if you're amenable to
Oh
it.
gosh.
Let's
Seth
do
is one of the
this.
best commentators in the business.
I understand that. Yeah. Let's see. Can you just
And,
jump
and
in?
I'm one of the worst players in the business, so
But I'm
this
reeling.
should go fantastic.
Just
I'll just
pop
put,
in
I'll
here.
just put on my lemon face and be like, oh, well, you should have. Yeah, well, after my last display there.
I hope you're down with the Ryu versus Ken.
Guess who we're playing?
I think
as?
that's about all we know here. I could have gone Chun-Li, but that's
Whatever, man.
Sometimes the classics are
You know,
the
we were
best.
talking about all the awesome animations in this game. Tons of characters have special intro animations when they come in. Ken vs. Ryu is one. So they bump
yeah.
fists right before they start.
nice.
Bro fist. Great minds think alike.
Oh man.
Now, who's playing Ryu here?
That's me.
All right. Here comes Ken.
Sorry, I know we're not giving you much to work with here.
Fireballs cancel. Ryu drawing you close. Goes low. Double low. No parries. Tries uppercut to the fireball. No dice. Oh, the
That
E's
works
in the
in
air.
ST.
It does. Oh, there's the first parry of the match. More than we had. Oh, good read by Ken. He's in there. Brad looking for it, but he's on the ropes. Random dragon punch. He wants to get in there. He's getting stripped to his EX to chip him out. EX time.
Oh, man.
All Vinny, all the time.
Ouch.
With the C for cheap. Or chip. You be the judge. But this time, Brad in there. Directly anticipating with that dragon punch. Oh, fireball passing through one another. Closes the range of that standing roundhouse. EX uppercut. Goes low. Oh, kicks him right in the face. Then we get fireball for you. Knocks him out of there again. I smell some dragon punch mashing.
Ken actually able to juggle two of those dragon punches together.
Indeed. Oh, now you tell him, but too far away. Not in the corner. Oh, there's the EX
nice.
Tatsu. Much better for Ken than it is for Ryu in this game.
Yeah, Ryu just sticks in spot when he does it. Ken
Indeed.
actually travels across the screen.
EX Fireball. It's 2 fireballs in 1. Oh, EX Tatsu. And the EXs are flying fast and furious.
Oh!
Ken in the face.
Just trying to make it interesting.
Series
we
tied
are
up
going
1-1.
to round 3.
Let's do this.
Here in this epic battle between Brad and Vinny. Brad with an aggressive opening read with a Dragon Punch. Vinny taking out the trash with those low sweeps. Now Brad back on his feet. Anybody's game.
Oh!
Again, that EX Tatsu in the air. No money. Sweep, sweep. Oh, EX Tatsu's in there. Swept again. Oh, big opportunity. Vinny. Oh, Vinny too early with EX Tatsu. Now Brad trying to recollect himself. Get some distance. Good block. Would have liked a parry, but an EX Fireball out of the air. And then EX Tatsu's close it. And here comes next hit. It's right down to it. Goes low at the sweep. That's been his tactic so far. It's taken him this distance. Oh, he gets out the super, but way too far away.
Oh, man!
Oh, EX Fire. Tatsu in there from.
You think I'm ready?
I
think I'm ready? You guys gonna sponsor me for Evo?
You're definitely ready.
You're going to Vegas next
Oh,
year.
man.
to training mode.
Well, thank you very much, guys. All right. That's all it takes. Get right back in.
Yeah. Wow, man, I am spent. I feel exhausted.
When can I get in for reals and beat Brad online?
When's he gonna have his chance?
August 23rd and 24th on PSN and XBLA.
That's pretty soon.
And is this $99? What is the price point?
Now, how much
Actually-
would you pay?
100 VPs.
We will
It's,
accept No.
Yeah, actually, for a game with this many features, it's quite a bargain. $15 or 1,200 Microsoft points.
According to the producer, this is an amazing value that
That's
you should
right.
be paying far more. If you're actually interested, you can send Derick the $5 extra.
Yes, if
that
you
it's
would like
worth
to pay
easily.
more than that, you can
I
absolutely
saw
send
there's
it
an
in.
option for
I will take it.
downloadable content. Is that something you guys have plans for? I mean, the option's in there. I assume you didn't put it in there just as a mistake.
You're correct. There is, in fact, downloadable content, but you guys will hear more about that closer to release.
Screen burning, just bad monitors, bad,
That's right.
bad
We'll add
CRTs.
cigarette burns.
Yep,
We'll just
Japanese
open
style
it.
cabinets.
An old cigarette smell that you
Get
can
some-
put in your
get some-
arcade. And a dude with a knife that will
Just
send right to your
pops
house.
up, just a knife enters
That'll
the
be
side of the
DLC.
screen.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, guys. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, this looks great.
It's been our pleasure, man.
Absolutely. Play it again for the first time.